So you've putting in the work, but you're just not growing. What's going on? Well, you've probably been stuck between two extremes. You've got people yelling that you need to destroy yourself with at least 30 sets every workout, right? Then you have others saying all you need is one super intense set to failure. Well, the truth is both are wrong and they're probably killing your gains. I'm going to break this into 5 key parts. The real sweet spot, rooted in both science and experience, that will finally get you growing constantly and without, most important, getting hurt. By the way, my name is Boris Kish. I'm a fully licensed IFBB coach and a professional nutritionist. I'm a super heavyweight bodybuilding competitor in the category over 100 kilograms. That is over 220 pounds on stage. I'm 6'4" tall. That's 193 centimeters. Welcome to my channel. And just make it clear, I'm not a natural athlete. I'm enhanced, but the principles I teach are exactly the same for both. I've been natural, I know how it feels, and I only work with natural lifters, both of respect and ethics. Because, let's to be honest, I naturally can't really understand what it's like to be enhanced. But an enhanced lifter who's been natural knows both sides. Number 1, the problem stuck in the extreme. Now, if this sounds familiar, don't worry. You're not alone, okay? The fitness world is basically split into 2 big camps. You've got the less is more crowd, who say a few really hard sets are all you need. And then you have the more is always better crowd, who push these marathon workouts that just leave you feeling totally wiped out, right? This is probably why you feel stuck. Maybe you tried the low volume thing and felt like you were not doing enough. Or you have tried the high volume stuff and ended up tired, sore and unmotivated, right? You're either not doing enough to grow or are you doing too much so you cannot recover. Neither of those is going to work long term. Are you more of a high volume or a low volume lifter? Drop it in the comments. I want to see where most of you stand. Now let's get into the part number 2, and that's deconstructing the low volume trap, okay? First, let's talk about that low volume, high intensity idea, okay? Look, the appeal you get in great results with the less time is obvious, and for pure strength only, it can work, okay? But then we are talking about building muscle. The science and experience is pretty clear to a point. More work leads to more growth, okay? Now, can you get really some results with 4 to 8 sets per muscle each week? I mean, yes, especially if you're really brand new to lifting, but for most people who really want to maximize their muscle growth, it's just not going to be enough stimulus to get the job done. Study after study shows that dropping muscle sets is way better for building muscle than just doing one. Unless you've got that superhuman genetics training with super low volume, means you're leaving a lot of potential growth on the table. I'm also curious, how many working sets per muscle group are you currently doing every week? Comment below and let's see what most people are actually doing out right there. Part number 3 is actually deconstructing extreme number 2, the high volume trap. Okay, so a little is good, then a lot must be awesome, right? Well, not quite. This is the other big trap, junk volume. Junk volume is basically any setup you do after you've already triggered the muscle building signal. Now, both science and experience show there is just a point where you just get diminishing return. In a single workout, once you've done about 6 to 8 really hard sets for one muscle, any workout you do just adds load of more fatigue, okay, without giving you more muscle. That's the problem. You're just digging yourself into a recovery hole. When you do this all time, you feel tired constantly, you're not recovering between workout, and your risk of getting injured goes up. You're working way harder, but you're not getting any bigger. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, it really helps the channel grow so that I can keep delivering no bullshit content to you, and I will really appreciate it. Part 4, the sweet spot review. So where's the answer and the solution that I always promise that I will deliver you? It's right in the middle, okay? It's not about doing as little as you can or as much as you can. It's about doing what's optional. After looking at tons of research, real muscle results have found a sweet spot for building muscle. For most people, it's somewhere between 12 to 16 hard sets for each muscle, spread out over the week. That's the magic range. It's enough work to tell your muscle to grow, but not so much that you can't recover from it. Just think logically, you're smart enough. If you're just starting out, you'll probably do great on the lower end. Maybe 10 to 12 sets, okay? If you have been lifting for a while, you might need to be closer to that 16 for some muscles. But for almost everyone, that 10 to 16 sets range is where you find consistent, long-term progress. So what do you do with this? It's actually really, really simple. You cannot miss this. Take a quick look at your current workout plan, okay? Pick a muscle you want to grow, like your chest, and just count how many hard sets you're doing for it each week. If the number is really low, like 6 sets, awesome, that means you have a ton of room to improve. Try gradually adding a few more sets each week, okay? Or if the number is super high, like 25 sets, and you just feel beat up all the time, like the train fucked you, you're probably doing a lot of junk volume we talk about. Try dialing it back to around 12 to 16 sets and really focus on making every single one count, good form, and pushing yourself close to the failure. The goal is to find your personal sweet spot inside that 12 to 16 set range, where you feel strong and where you're actually getting better. Therefore, the conclusion is stop jumping from one extreme to another. The world is not black and white. Don't think like a narcissist. The key to breaking through your plateau isn't about training as little as possible or spending hours and hours in the gym. It's about training smart, as I'm sure you are. Aim for that sweet spot for around 12 to 16 quality sets per week. Focus on getting stronger with good technique and let yourself recover. If you do that, you'll finally start growing again. And look, there is no single perfect training plan or formula that fits everyone. What works for a 25-year-old athlete with no injuries won't work for a 40-year-old who's been lifting for 2 decades. Your recovery, your lifestyle, your genetics, all of that changes the rules. That's what I offer, one-on-one coaching. If you want a plan that's built around your body, your recovery, and your goals, hit the email in the description below. Let's build something that actually works, the right plan just for you. And if you want to learn why 96% of natural lifters fail to build muscle, click on this video right here, and I'll see you there.